All right, hi everybody, and it is November 13th when I'm making this video, and it is Monday, and I wanted to make this video for all students so that everyone could kind of get the right idea of where we're heading in the creative writing course. So, as you guys probably know, we've been doing a variety of different genres. We've been doing trial writes, we've been doing writer's lenses, and we've been really analyzing a variety of different types of creative writing. We haven't really perfected any. We haven't really gone into too much depth on any specific genre. We've really just kind of taken a survey of creative writing so far. But that all changes today. I've got our Moodle page pulled up, and what you will find is today and for the next 4.5-ish weeks, we are going to really dive into one piece each. And this is actually going to culminate in your final for this course. But it starts this week with a few steps in the process. And it's called your Creative Writing Project, or CWP. I call it the CWP, but Creative Writing Project is what it stands for. So this week, November 13th through 19th, this week we're going to really look at what the creative writing project is. I'm going to have you choose your creative writing project genre and trial write that you want to build off of. I'm going to have you do an outline, and then I'm going to recommend you do some work. But let's just start with the creative writing project. What is it? You can see on Moodle, the creative writing project is worth 100 points. It is worth about 1/3 of your grade. And it is the culmination of everything you've done in this course. I see I have a typo. Let me fix that. So after you've completed all 4 of your trial writes, you're going to pick one of them. So you're not actually starting from scratch, right? I'm not actually, unless you really, really want to. If you want to start with a completely fresh story, you can. But in general, most students are going to pick one piece of writing that they have already started, and they're going to turn that page to 2 pages or 3 pages into a 10+ page creative writing project. Let me just go through this whole thing. I could just go through it verbally, but I think it makes more sense if I go along with the paragraphs. So this is the final project of the entire course, and I am expecting you to give your best shot, use feedback, and attempt to integrate strategies from the course videos and from the writer's lens assignments. This is a cumulative. We are working everything we've talked about and done so far into a project. So I'm not that concerned with the length of your creative writing project, but I expect that well-developed projects will be about 10 pages or more. I know that this may seem daunting, but you will build this piece week by week over the course of 3 to 4 weeks. And that's what we're starting today. During this time, there will be a peer editing workshop where you will share your piece with me and with one other classmate. I'm going to designate that to receive feedback and praise. You will then get the final 2 weeks to finish polishing your work. So requirements is 10+ pages. You're going to use peer feedback and input from our workshop, which I think we're actually going to do the workshop next week, which I think that's week 8. I don't really know, but next week's your workshop. I want relatability. I want your characters to connect with me. I want coherence. I want one point of view. I want one verb tense. I want good pacing and sequencing. I want good dialogue. I don't have that written here, but I do want good dialogue. And during the revision and editing phase of these projects, to help you get to that final piece to be really polished and really clean, we kind of have some processes along the way that we're going to follow. So then that leads us into this week's work, next week's work, and so forth. But really, I'm looking for a very clean project. I want you to be proud of this work. If you are giving me lazy effort on the creative writing project and it shows, you're going to lose points. There's no way around it. I'm a pretty easy grader. If you turn in your work on time, and if you give me effort, I tend to give you a good score. The exception is going to be this piece. I'm going to be very nitpicky on this. I want clean writing. I don't want grammatical mistakes to distract me from the story. I want this to be something that you are so proud of when you finish, okay? So you can choose any genre that you would like. Use a trial write would be my recommendation. You can type in a Google Doc or a Word doc, whatever you have available to you. And then it is due December 12th to Tuesday at midnight, okay? The rough draft for this is actually going to be due 1 week in advance, so 12/5. The rough draft is a 75% rough draft, so it doesn't need to be all 10 pages. It can be 7 pages, something like that. So due 12/12 at midnight, okay? That leads us to this week. What are we going to do this week, the week of November 13th through November 19th? Well, the first step is you need to select your piece, okay? I want you to, you'll get a form and you will type to me what piece you would like to add to for your creative writing project. You're going to likely pick a trial write that you want to make longer, expand the story, add new characters, and so forth. You also are going to give me this week an outline and goals. And the goal of the outline and goals assignment is to try to unclutter some of the, I guess, the mental process of writing. At least in my own experience, when I do a really long paper, I have to have some sort of outline it's not rigid, but it's flexible, and it's allowing me to know where I'm going next. So that's what this is for. So there's 4 tasks on this document. You'll just type them right here. Be very thorough. The more thorough you are here, the better you will do on your final project, I'm sure. So first thing to do is provide a 3 to 5 sentence summary of the piece of writing that you've selected. If you're going to start from scratch and write something completely new, I guess just tell me I'm going to write from scratch and here's why. Give me 3 to 5 sentences explaining why you're starting from scratch. Then trajectory. I don't really want you to spoil the ending, but I want you to tell me where the story's going. And in fact, I would say you need to add some checklists along the way, some checkpoints. For example, if you're writing a story that's a mystery, maybe you need to have a few different elements to build the suspense. So you have your introduction component, which is breaking the sense of normalcy. And this is just an example, right? Breaking the sense of normalcy. Then you need to introduce various characters who are suspects. Okay. You might want to give a list. We're going to have Tim, John. I'm just making these up, right? Tim, John, Jessica. These are our suspects, and you need to introduce each of them and develop them. Then you need to have, a plot point along the lines of this is going to be what happens next. So main character has a run-in with a masked person, and a new clue is given. Okay. Then we need to, you're building your story. You're giving yourself an outline, so to speak. It's not like a page-by-page outline. It's more of the events in the story. This is not intended to be like by week 3, I'll have written 6 pages. I actually don't care about that. I want by next week, I'll have introduced 6 new characters, and each of those characters are going to be thorough. I'm going to use pairs to develop each of them. And in addition to that, I'm going to try to distract the reader from the main point with this or that, right? So you're kind of writing in a very, you're being aware of yourself as a writer in this trajectory. Goals. The next thing you need to do is give me some goals. Again, this is not goals in the sense of by November 29th, I'm going to have this done. That's not a goal to me in creative writing. A goal is I will build suspense or increase suspense by ... Oops, that's not ... I will increase the drama of the story by creating a romance between character X and character Y. I don't know. I will add symbolism to the story that adds to the theme. Right? These are your goals. Your goals are to use strategies. So really, this actually should probably be called strategies here, but I want strategies. I want strategies that make your story interesting here. Finally, we get to the time management piece at the very bottom. This is some checkpoints I want you to give yourself, and this is where you bring up the calendar and say, by November 29th, I will have X done. Right? You'll use your goals and your trajectory pieces to make your time management plan. I want you to specifically refer to the things in your trajectory and specific goals in this time management plan. For example, maybe the first week of December, I will be through these checkpoints and have accomplished this goal. I'll have introduced, by December 5th, so 6th, I will have introduced all characters in the story and will have built suspense by ... right? So you're going to tell me, what have you done by different deadlines? Those deadlines are going to be your plan, right? And I'm going to hold you to them. I'm going to want to see your plan developing as you are writing in your story. So yeah, you'll have a summary, trajectory, goals, and time management strategy. That's what this assignment is all about. Next, the final thing for this week. Hey, computer. I think you should spend some time writing. I think as the final part of this week, you'll have your outline, you'll have your goals. Get started. You cannot write a 10+ page anything overnight. It just doesn't happen. Especially if it's clean and well done and thorough and thoughtful. It takes time to do it. So get started. Write a page or two more this week would be my suggestion. Okay? I'm not having you turn anything in, but I would highly, highly recommend you get started this week. So that is the outline of the week and the creative writing project. We have from now until December 12th to get these things written and made beautiful and become works of art that we're really, really proud of. So please let me know if you have any questions. We will work each week. I'm going to give you some assignments and some checkpoints, and I'm going to be checking in with each of you. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing this next month. So I hope it's fun. I hope you really enjoy it. I know I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. All right. Cheers. See ya.